Hello, special beings. Hello, dear ones. So, I wasn't at all expecting to do a live tonight, but I meditated about 3 hours today. I've been on a roll lately, just getting back to my practice. And I find that sometimes we can get in this rut as spiritual teachers or channelers of like, we meditate to get information for the collective, and I haven't been doing that. I've been meditating like, all right, God, source, guides, give me new downloads. Let's travel to new places. Let's travel to new dimensional landscapes. And that's been my focus lately because sometimes we can get a little complacent in taking the pulse or taking the temperature of the collective so that we can then relay messages. And I've been in this zone, in my older zone, in my student zone of let me meditate to go to places that I haven't gone to before. So that's been my aim. That's what I've been gunning for, y'all. So I'm going to give it one more minute, and then I'm going to share this very, very exciting news about 2021. We needed some exciting news. And the reason I'm smiling from ear to ear right now is because what I was shown tonight on my walk lit me up from the inside. It was music to my ears, if you will, inaudible music to my ears. And I'm smiling big because this vision was so crystal clear, you guys. It was so crystal clear. And I think so many of us, as of late, have been feeling crippled or debilitated or paralyzed or stuck in that rut. And everything we hear, whether it be on the news or on social media, my posts included, are a little like depressive sometimes. It's heavy stuff. And the vision I got tonight was nothing but light and fun and joyous. And there's lots ahead to look forward to. Lots to look forward to. Just lots to look forward to. I'm sure you can sense my excitement bubbling right now. Okay. You can't fake this, okay, honey? You can't fake this happiness. When I see that there's good stuff ahead for the collective, I'm happy because we are all one. All right. Thank you, Dweegu. So we're going to get started, everyone. I'm really jazzed to share what's afoot in 2021, what it is that we are gearing ourselves for in 2021. Okay, so I'm going to start with an analogy because I feel like this will allow us to contextualize this video. Whenever you get in an argument in a squabble with someone and things fly off the rails, all right, they get a little crazy, bananas. Whenever you get in a fight or in an argument or in a squabble with a friend, with a lover, sometimes what can happen figuratively is like an exorcism. So you lash out, you scream, you yell, you get mad. And in that, there can be energies within your system that exit your system. They exit your system. And then when you come back to your senses, you feel really bad and you apologize. And you really learn and you grow from that argument. Now, arguments can be really healthy because what they allow us to do is to bring to the surface, they allow us to give rise to these trapped emotions, or you could say to these repressed emotions that we've been bottling in for a long time. And the argument catalyzes that which needs to float to the surface, just like fat on milk. When you boil milk, the fat rises to the surface and then you skim it off. It allows us to give rise to these emotions that were stuck in your system, and now they can be seen. So they become visible. So that which was hidden from you, or hidden from your partner, or hidden from your family members, it floats up to the surface to become visible. And as it floats to the surface, sometimes it leaves your body. That's why you feel like you've had an exorcism of sorts. And you're like, wow, I've really learned from this. And I feel like I've grown through this. Okay? So now I want you to imagine that that was the microscopic example, or the microcosmic example. That works too. And within the macrocosm, within the global collective of what it is that we're experiencing on the world stage right now, you have to picture that humanity is one body. We are all one. We are like the links in a chain that constitute the chain, or we are like the pearls on a necklace that make up the necklace, but we are all one. So the human collective consciousness is one body. It's one mind. When you go into galactic, then you get into the galactic or the cosmic body. But right now, let's just focus on the human body, the collective body of humanity. We are like in a huge argument as a humanity right now. So within the collective body of humanity, there's all these energies, okay, that are rising up to become visible. Now, you have to understand, and this is really important, this is notable, okay? I love you, Progressive Gal. I see you. All right, thank you. So what prevents us from manifesting readily, right? Abracadabra, snap your fingers, hocus pocus is my new focus. What allows us to manifest like wizards, I've been calling us the sorcerers of light lately because you guys know I love Merlin. So we are the sorcerers of light. What allows us to do that is that we vibrate in unity, okay? What I was going to say is what prevents us from manifesting is our speed of vibration sometimes. Whenever you hold fear in your system, whenever you hold shame in your system, whenever you hold guilt in your system, or any low vibrational program, this program sits in your body and it acts as a dam in your river. So the river of your energy, right, the energy in your stream isn't able to seamlessly travel and flow through your body to bring things to fruition sooner rather than later. So remember, anytime you hold limitation within your body, separation within your body, you can call it a separation consciousness, it will take you a lot longer to manifest. And this is an example I want to use that my guide shared with me a few months ago that I thought was so on the nose as it relates to the speed of our abilities to manifest. When you have zero fear around money, and this is going to sound like a superficial example, but it's important for you to understand how energy works. When you have zero fear around money, okay, zero fear, you might pinch pennies in life. You might be a little more tight with your money, right? Because you're afraid to spend what you have. You're afraid that there's not going to be anything left in your bank account if you spend it. So what you do is you end up gripping onto it. You hoard that money. And I know all about that because I used to shop at the 99-cent store and I had a very scarcity mentality. I was living in the city of scare city. Okay? So when you have a fear around money, and I don't want you to focus on the literal example I'm going to use, I want you to follow the energetics of this vibrational transmission. I want you to understand how realities are constructed and how they're deconstructed or transmuted. So When you have a fear around money, if I wanted to go out and buy a phone, okay, and I had zip zero, zilch fear, it'd be like, okay, I'm getting it done. Okay, so there's no separation in my body. I don't see the phone as separate from me because everything is one. This phone is going to help me. So it's going to add value to my life. It's going to allow me to share my messages. The truth is, you don't even need a reason when you don't have fear in your body. You just do what you want to do. Because when you go out for a walk, you don't think about, let me put my right foot in front of my left foot. You just walk automatically. It's part of you. When you're really in tune, when you're really clicked in and tapped into spirit, the spirit starts to overtake your body and it moves your body for you. So for instance, when you have zero fear, more spirit, more of that spiritual energy is able to funnel into your body, and you don't have to think about anything because it becomes like walking or talking. So the more that your light body comes online, it starts to override your old programming and it moves for you. Okay? That light body is your higher consciousness. But when your ego's in the way and you're still immersed in a third dimensionally based reality, which means in a carbon-based reality, which means a heavier energy that is associated to fear, shame, blame, guilt, then your body doesn't vibrate at the speed that would allow you to manifest this phone right away. So this is what it would look like if you had fear in your system. I don't know if I should get it. And you go back and forth in your mind, right? You rock back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because you're rocking back and forth between the walls of your separation. So there's a wall of separation, the fear, all of that stuff that fragments you. And then you're having to rock back and forth in your mind because you're jumping over a wall and then jumping back over the wall, jumping back over the wall, jumping back. When you are unified from within, when you're fully integrated, then you don't have to jump over walls anymore. Everything is you. So there's no thought behind it. And when you overthink things in life, it really does consume your energy. So you spend a lot of energy overthinking rather than making it really simple. So if you had fear housed in your body and you wanted to buy a t-shirt, you might go, I don't know if I should get it. I don't know. It's $25 or it's $30. I'll sleep on it. So then you would sleep on it. Then you would wake up and you might decide, I'm ready to go get that t-shirt now. It took you 24 hours to get that t-shirt. And if you had zero fear in your body, you would have gotten that t-shirt in less than 2 seconds. So the fear disables your ability to manifest. It prolongs the process. So think of it like this. The more programming you hold in your body, the longer it takes to manifest. Because you see everything as separate from you. So your speed of vibration slows down. It's like a wheel that slows down. And then there's a lag in your ability to materialize. I really hope that makes sense to you guys. So for me, and I'm just going to share this really briefly, for me, I already know that I can move and bend realities. Like the stuff that I can do with my brain would probably blow your socks off if you could see it. If you could see it. The thing is, though, as a collective, the collective isn't ready to see that. Okay? So think of a piano. A piano has different notes, and you can transpose notes. If the collective decided right now, let's open up or birth ourselves into a higher note on the piano, everything that you, as a starseed or as a sorcerer of light, or what I can do with my brain, would be seen and people would go, holy shit. Oh my God, Phil wasn't joking. But there has to be a collective agreement for people to be ready to see that kind of stuff. Okay? So from one perspective, it's kind of like a curse because you're like, oh, there's so much I know I can do when I'm an etheric being. I know I have wings. I know I can fly. I know I can teleport. I know I can do all these things. But it's also a gift to be in this reality and work with your mind within limitations, but finding your unlimited self within this confined reality. There's a lot of beauty in that. And I'll tell you why. Because say that you're a speaker, okay, but your true self can fly and teleport. How can you really work on speaking in this life if you're busy flying around? No. So what you're going to do is you're going to start tapping into or unlocking your unlimited abilities, and you're going to compact them into your speech. And then you're going to become a superhero who can speak really well. So this reality offers us all these different things that we can do, that we can select, and then we can open up into more of who we are, to then master the craft of what it is that we're here to do. Okay? So for me, I may never be able to show you what I can actually do in the cosmos, but I'll try to get close in this lifetime. I'm still a work in progress, but I'll try to get close in this lifetime to make what's available to me get as close to what I've already uncovered in the higher dimensional landscapes. I'll try to get it as close as I can. I'll try to do it justice. Okay? So going back to these fear-based belief systems, these limitations, these separations that we have, they cause our speed of vibration to slow down. Another example, and this is a very important video. That's why I'm so jazzed to be on here with you guys tonight. And I'll get to the point, but this is part of it, okay? I'm gonna tie it up and put a nice bow on it at the end. Another example, let's say that you are at a job that you do not like, but you're afraid to leave the job because you don't know if you're going to have another opportunity. That's a limiting belief in and of itself. So what's going to happen? You're going to keep going to the job. It's like a loop. You keep going to the job, you keep going to the job, keep going to the job, but the loop isn't bad because within that loop, you still have access to your unlimited self, to your infinite self. So you learn about who you are through that loop by observing yourself, by observing your surroundings, by gaining more clarity through the contrast. So without contrast, how can you know what you want? Without a toxic relationship, how can you know what a healthy relationship is? So sometimes you have to have a toxic relationship or a toxic job to appreciate something that's not toxic, something that excites you, something that impassions you. But my point is, if you have a job that you dislike, there's something that's keeping you there. You know, my guide said to me when I first awakened, and this is brilliant, you may want to jot this down. They said, Phil, what do you need from this that you aren't able to provide for yourself? Okay, Phil, what do you need from this situation? What do you need from this situation that you're not able to give yourself yet? So a toxic relationship, it might be that the guy or the girl don't make the money, so they overly rely on the partner to keep that roof over their head. What you're needing in that relationship is a roof over your head, and you haven't figured out how to become independent yet. So there's a limiting belief in that that's causing your speed of vibration to decelerate, and it isn't allowing you to amount to the potential that you're here to amount to. So you have a divine potential, and we all have a divine potential. It's encoded within our DNA, and we are here to actualize that potential. And our higher self, which is your angelic self or your original self, chooses different scenarios in your life so that you can learn how to navigate those scenarios and find out who you really are. That's why I always say wisdom doesn't come from no pain. Usually, if you're someone who's wise, you've been through a lot in your life. If you're someone who's awakened, you've suffered a lot. And if you're someone who's afraid to awaken, you're going to hang on to the suffering. Okay? So if you're afraid to awaken, you're going to stay in that toxic relationship. If you're afraid to awaken, you're going to stay at that job. If you're afraid to awaken to the unknown and to more of who you are, to the totality of who you are, you're going to not buy that t-shirt that day because you're like, I don't know if there's going to be money in the bank tomorrow. That's a limiting belief. So my guides taught me long ago, Phil, we need you to be self-sufficient. And I was bipolar at the time. I don't think I made money until the age of like 26, 27 after my hospitalization. I was dirt poor, you guys, dirt poor. And I depended on people. And my guide said, you can either put this off to a later date or to another incarnation and readdress this lesson, or you can have it the hard way and do it now. But if you do it now, you're going to be rewarded like you have no, like you can't even begin to imagine how much we're going to reward you if you're willing to tackle these lessons now. So I made a choice in 2011. I'm going to confront every single fear that I have, every single fear. I'm going to sit in my closet. I'm going to meditate. When I'm afraid of money or being homeless, I'm going to sit there. I'm not going to run and get a job. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to integrate my fear so that I can rid myself of that separation. Or another way to say it is so that I can unify myself from within. Okay? So whenever you are unified, you don't see things as separate from you. Everything becomes energy. It's vibrational currency. So then you can manifest effortlessly and rapidly. But if you hold separation in your system, then it's going to take you a really long time to manifest because there are lessons that you need to address in order to initiate yourself into that higher note on the piano. If you don't do that work, then you can't fool the universe. And I always tell people, it's not about being lucky. It's about understanding alchemy. So we don't do luck here, we do alchemy, okay? It's not fingers crossed. I hope that if I address my fear, my life is going to come together. No, you have to really believe in this power. You have to believe in this invisible tapestry that you're weaving together before it becomes manifest physically. All right? That's why I'm able to speak confidently because I had to build myself from the ground up with God, with Source. I had to co-create with my universe. I didn't try to bypass anything, okay? Do I still work on things? Of course, but I would say that overall I'm fearless. I don't have fear. I don't, and I can say that to you. But that doesn't mean I don't have flaws. I still have flaws, okay? So, all right. Now we're going to segue into, we have 925 people in the house, y'all. Thank you so much for the donations. Damn, I got, what's this, 1,111? Yo, that's not dollars though, huh? I'm kidding. My hood side came out real quick. I'm like, $1,100? Really? Damn, yo. Is that American dollars? I definitely have a hood side, okay? It's not feel good, it's feel hood, honey. Feel hood in the house. All right, so all right, so here's the thing. The good news about 2021, you guys. The collective body is in the middle right now. And I know there's a lot of turmoil. I know there's a lot of chaos. We are in the throes of this unprecedented event that we never could have foreseen. This is real, you guys. This is what we came here for. This is what we came here for. This is massive. Okay? This mission that we're here to carry out as starseeds, wayshowers, light workers, frequency holders, grid workers, gatekeepers, this is enormous. So we should never downplay that. This is real. Everything that we're doing right now, as chaotic as it is, we are having a giant argument with ourself. So think of humanity as one collective body, and that one body is talking to itself or talking to another person, and they're arguing, they're down each other's necks. But in that, there's an exorcism taking place. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? This is where you're going to be really excited, okay? What that means for you is that all of the different energies that were trapped within all of these humans, within the 8 billion, 9 billion humans on this planet, even if you sit at home and watch Netflix, humanity is going through an express car wash right now. It's ridding itself of all of that dense energy that kept us harbored in a lower version of reality. So everything's being sped up for us right now. Okay, so I'm not telling you be lazy, but if you want to, by all means. What I'm saying is, even if you stay home and you watch Netflix and you wait for this thing to blow over, all of these energies are erupting all day long. This is an all-day affair, my friends. And they're being cleansed out of the collective body. So again, what is this going to result in? What is going to happen? Well, 2021, and this is what I got, 2021, your speed of manifestation is going to be multiplied by 20, easily, by 20. Why? Because now you have the collective supporting you. Okay? It's not just you and you now creating your own reality. You also have support from the collective frequency. So we're one step closer to doing things with our mind and them being seen. That's just an example. But that's what came to me tonight. It's like, if the collective had never raised its frequency, I would have been aware of what I'm capable of, but there's no way it ever would have been seen or acknowledged because the collective didn't want to see it. But the frequencies pouring down on our planet right now, showering the planet right now, are so potent that they're targeting every little crevice on this planet and within every single human being, and that energy is getting pulled up and getting pulled out. So pre-quarantine, God source, your higher self, had already bestowed upon you the capability of crafting your own reality. All right? Nothing outside of you could have dictated what kind of life you would have created for yourself. That's the gift God gave you. God said, Source said, your higher self, your guides, your galactic team, they said, you're going to go down to this planet. It's going to be crazy down there. But the thing is, though, if you get in touch with us, if you realign to your higher self, to your team, we will help you carve out a reality that will be your own heaven on earth. So you already had that pre-quarantine. Now, post-quarantine, 2021, all of the energies that were kind of working against you. Okay, so I really need to give an example here. All right, let's consider that you are this brilliant singer, or you are this brilliant artist. Thank you, Alicia. I see you. You're this brilliant singer. You're this brilliant artist, but you're so brilliant that the collective doesn't get it. So because the collective doesn't get it, your album flops. All right, I want to use very relatable examples because mine are very like wizard-like. I want to make it more relatable. So you're this brilliant artist, okay? Undeniable talent. But the thing is though, you're so brilliant, you're so ahead of your time that everything you put out flops. And you're like, I don't get this. I'm so talented and I don't understand why people aren't buying my records. They're not buying your records because you're so ahead of your time. Okay? So I'm going to use time here to kind of delineate what I'm trying to say. By raising our collective frequency, we've become more futuristic. We've become more futuristic. So if you're somebody who's been doing their internal work, then you're going to be futuristic people who are now really acknowledged and honored for what you are. People are going to be like, oh my God, you're amazing. How are you so bright? How are you so radiant? How are you so vibrant? How are you so talented? Okay, so I'm not sharing this because you want people to put you on a pedestal and praise you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that your frequency is going to be a lot more supported. And because there's a collective agreement there now, because we've spewed out all these energies out of the planetary body of Gaia, everything you want is going to happen so much faster. Blink of an eye. So it won't be like, I'm this amazing artist, let me dumb myself down. Or it won't be like, I'm this amazing artist, I'm going to wait 10 years for people to get on board, to get on my awakened train. It won't be like that anymore. Okay? We just hit 1K online. We have 1,000 people in the house. So what's going to happen now is that the collective is going to become your backbone. The reason I use the example of like, I don't know, shooting flames out of your hands, I can actually do that. The thing is, you can't see it because the collective isn't at that frequency yet. It's an agreement that we all made, myself included. We agreed to this because we have other things to tackle right now. This isn't that important right now. You feel me? What's important is this ascension. What's important is fixing the system. What's important is deconstructing these old realities that keep us in fear. This isn't important right now. So that was the agreement that we made. But my point is, if the collective was vibrating at that level, if I did this with purple flame, you would see the purple flame. Take it down a few notches now. What you really want to manifest physically is going to happen like abracadabra. There's not going to be a time lapse. There's not going to be such a lag. So this is something to celebrate, my friends, to celebrate. And someone asked me earlier, does this apply to a marriage? Of course, it applies to a marriage. It doesn't matter if you have kids. It doesn't matter how old they are. You have to understand that we've moved. The word I'm using tonight is we've transposed to a higher note, to a higher octave. So your kids have always absorbed all the disturbances and the discord in your household if you're in an unhappy marriage, but you couldn't see that. You see what I mean? So in your head, oh, this is so good. Oh my God, thank you. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. All right, okay. My guys always say, just turn the faucet on and let it drip. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're in a discontent, unhappy marriage, it doesn't matter how old your kids are. In your mind, because you were vibrating at a lower level, you convinced yourself that the discord, the disharmony in your household wasn't affecting your kids. That's because you couldn't see the energies on a higher level. How's that for a home run? The thing is now, we've moved into a higher level. And now you're going to see that everything you did that was, under wraps, you would fight with your husband in your bedroom, that energy was in your house. It was contaminating your children. So we're going to start to move into this higher state where we do what's right for everyone. And we trust that the kids have a soul contract. Maybe they, in a past life, they didn't forgive you for getting a divorce. And this lifetime, they're going to have to learn how to forgive you. Maybe they're going to admire you in the future because you were empowered enough to be honest with yourself and to leave a marriage that wasn't bringing you satisfaction. So don't be so focused on the shortcoming, focus on the bigger picture, you see? And sometimes we want to save the children, and that's good. But the thing is, your kids are souls. Their soul doesn't have a biological age, you see? So it's important to do what's right for everyone. And I promise you, when you come from a place of love towards yourself, towards others, you can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. You can still end a marriage on a happy note. Hey, we're going to be best friends. We're going to co-parent. We're going to get along. It's just that our relationship isn't working anymore. You see what I mean? And a lot of times the reason why you bicker and you fight with your husband or with your wife is because you're not accepting that you guys aren't a match. But that doesn't mean you would fight if you were friends. You see what I mean? It wouldn't mean you would fight if you were friends. It's just that your spirit guides are like, or the higher self or your universe is like, you guys aren't made for each other. Like, you need to stop. You're both unhappy. There's something else we have in store for you. So I hope this makes sense to you tonight. 2021 is going to be like a piñata that cracks open, that pops open, and all these gifts pop out. So even though we're going through a lot right now, we're in the throes, and the world seems to be apocalyptic, like a zombie movie. It's all happening for a divine purpose. The universe is orchestrating this massive shift on the planet. All right, all the old realities are coming undone. What that means is that the old realities that held fear, shame, guilt, blame, anger, fury, all of that lower vibrational energy, what that means is that those realities are being collapsed. Okay, they're being collapsed. Because fear isn't going to support us moving forward. Why? Because the universe is ready for us to quantum leap and to get the damn t-shirt now, to leave the job now. My guides always said to me, we want you to act like you're a multi-billionaire, right? Because sometimes we say, I don't know if I want to live here or there. How about here and there, right? I don't know if I should save money before I leave my job. That's linear thinking. That's linear. Because if you really trust in the universe, you would do what's highest aligned for you now, trusting that everything else is going to fall into place. So the universe is like lighting the fire from under our butt right now and is saying the fear isn't working for you guys anymore. Boom, we are going to quantum leap you. So we're all jumping into this higher consciousness. And it's really, really exciting because the collective body isn't going to hold as much separation. Okay? But it has to go through this really ugly, messy period because these energies are being exorcised like an exorcism out of the planet. That's it. And even when we fight, we grow. So remember that. Even though you see people, scrambling and flailing and attacking and doing all these things, trolling and getting super agitated and super upset and super wound up, it's still healthy because that energy is coming out. That's what we needed. And so as it comes out, we don't hold as much separation. We feel lighter. We open up our hearts again. And by opening up our hearts again, we birth ourselves into this new reality that holds less separation, less density. And as a result, we can manifest more readily. So I hope that helps you guys. I really do. I'm really excited for everything that's transpiring. I feel like I needed this. This was important because so many people right now are focused on the dark side, and we have to look at that. So we don't want to shy away from the dark side, because by talking about it, we're transmuting it, we're alchemizing it, but we also want to focus on what it's going to lead us to, right? Like, you do homework, but you do it to graduate. If there's no graduation, why would you do the homework? so there's a graduation that's ahead. So I'm here tonight to affirm you, to confirm you that there is a graduation, and the graduation is going to be that we start manifesting like abracadabra, like universe bring me to boom. And the whole collective, every human is going to be helping you energetically because they hold less density. I hope that landed. Every human is going to support you in your endeavor because that energy's been beat out of them. That dense energy, that fear, it's been exercised out of them. So they're going to energetically support you telepathically through the interconnected network of telepathy, and you're going to have that much more support energetically. It won't just be you and your guides carving out your own personalized reality. It's going to be you, right? Fully in sync with the collective, and we circulate and distribute that energy all day long. It's like a circuit. It's like your breath, right? You're always breathing. It's like oxygen. You don't think about it though. So this reality is going to be like that now. It's going to be conducive to what it is that you want to bring to fruition, because it's going to be like oxygen. The energy that supports you is going to be like oxygen. And there won't be as much of a lag. So, we did it. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Help my messages get out there. I don't know why, like, my YouTube doesn't get as many views as my Instagram, but I really wanted to, because these are like more in-depth messages. So help me by subscribing. And if you'd like to donate, if this message helped you, I'm mostly focused on donation-based work right now. This is my favorite kind of work, is to share as much free content without holding back. But if you'd like to contribute, please do. My link is feelgoodlife.com/donate. feelgoodlife.com/donate. I'll attach a link below, and I will see you guys in another version of The Now.